in the NFL going right now. They've got Russell Wilson, who has two Super Bowl rings on his fingers, and then they've got Jameis Winston, who's national champion, passing yardage leader in terms of historic marks, and the brand new rookie Jaxson Dart, who Ole Miss quarterback set many SEC records. And then they have Chami DeVito, the local favorite, who you don't hear a lot about him, but he puts in a solid game every time you turn around, and that has certainly been the case this preseason. In fact, at one point, Tommy DeVito was a starter before this year. So, where are we? There's this obvious youth movement amount around the NFL to get these young gunslingers into starting roles. Look at Cleveland, where they have Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders. Now, you don't know, and I know that Shador should have been the first round pick, but they went into the third round, got Dylan Gabriel, let Shador drop to the fifth for reasons that are so stupid I don't want to get into them now. And as you can see, Shador is clearly the favorite. He's better. And then, of course, the Giants don't have a competition. They have Jaxson Dart. And Jackson is an admirer of Jameis Winston. Winston was brought in as basically insurance should Russell Wilson get injured, and he served in that role more than admirably. Everybody agrees that Jameis Winston needs to start somewhere. However, with the Giants essentially moving the goalposts in favor of Jaxson Dart, that's not going to happen in New York. Look at the game plan that was put together by the Giants. A steady dose of ball control passing for Jaxson Dart. Passes, for the most part, barely over 2 yards to 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. And when they put Jameis in, yeah, they gave him a short pass here and there, but they didn't give him exactly the same game plan as they did Jaxson Dart this time. Now, the game before, when he was 7 for 11 for 110 yards, they did. And, I thought it was really dirty that Gerald McCoy would bring up an interception that didn't count, but that's Gerald McCoy. The bottom line is that Jameis Winston did not throw an interception the previous game. Jameis Winston did not throw an interception this game. And Jameis Winston clearly is made for a ball control passing offense. But the Giants have moved the goalposts in favor of Jaxson Dart. There's this big excitement about him. Sure, he can deliver the passes that he should be able to deliver. He is quite accurate, but we're not seeing situations where the teams are game planning against him. So hold your horses. Hold your horses. We don't know if he should be the heir apparent, but the Giants think that he is. All right? The Giants think so. And so what about Jameis? There's a number of rumors out there that Jameis Winston will be basically sent to another team. Hopefully New Orleans, where he should be by all rights the automatic starter. Automatic. Or maybe the crosstown Jets. Maybe Aaron Glenn will take a look at his quarterback situation, take a really hard, honest look at Justin Fields and say, you know what? I don't think this man can get me to the promised land. But the Giants are holding on to a quarterback that just might be able to do so. And that guy is Jameis Winston. It would be great for Jameis because Jameis wouldn't have to make a move. It would be great for the Jets because the Jets would have a truly bona fide, pedigreed signal caller, which is what they lack right now. The Jets lack that. The Saints certainly lack a person like Jameis Winston and need Jameis back in town where he would be the favorite. And I think the mayor of New Orleans will hold a ticker tape parade for Jameis Winston. It's just the logical thing to do to have Jameis Winston back in New Orleans. But you know how these things work, and that's why I think the Superman Man movie is so good. Nothing ever turns out exactly as you planned it to be, right? Nothing ever turns out exactly as you plan it to be. So let's see what happens. And express our excitement for the Giants' new offense and how it's developed. I like the attention paid to ball control passing. I don't like that this game plan did not have the same kind of plays for Jameis Winston that they gave to Jaxson Dart. And I think Jameis would have done a great job in that ball control system. Look, Jaxson was throwing screen here, screen there. And look, I love this, all right? I'm not saying that it was bad because there were short passes. No, 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 no. I love it. But my point is share the wealth. Let Russell Wilson run it. Actually, they did. Let Jameis Winston run it. Actually, they did. Don't just give Jaxson Dart these plays and then say the really neat one like the fake pitch tight end throw for Jaxson Dart, and then ask Jameis Winston to basically throw the same kind of pattern, but without the fake. All right, they did that. So of course the tight end wasn't wide open. The tight end was covered in Jameis' case, but the tight end running the same pattern when Jaxson Dart was the quarterback was placed within a play action mask that sent the defense this way while the tight end went that way. That's wrong. All right. Jameis would have hit that easily. You would have hit that easily. I would have hit that easily. My mother would have hit it easily. Give me a break, right? Give me a freaking break with this stuff. So my take is that Jaxson Dart, they want him to be the starter, sure, but make the conditions fair. All right, make it a real competition. Don't move the goalposts. Don't set it to where you're saying, okay, we're going to give him exactly what he wanted and ran in college. We're going to make him look good because this is the home crowd and all that stuff. Make everybody look good because of the home crowd. It will serve you better. And Jameis Winston deserves better. He is an outstanding quarterback and an outstanding citizen of the National Football League. And I believe now all of the lies that are put out there about him, especially the one with respect to Erica Kinsman, and then, of course, that Uber driver, all right, put him to rest. The Uber driver was a fraud. She was drunk to begin with herself. And Erica Kinsman's own now husband told me the truth, and that and laid it out. Hey, look, they didn't want anybody to know that they got married because they were together the entire time and plotted this whole thing. That's right. Plotted to get almost $1 million from Florida State. All right. Enough of me. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark ZennyReport.com and NFL News by Zenny62.com. I'll see you.